Welcome to the inaugural episode of the pre-show. The show for the nerds from work. Yeah, right? We need that. Bah, bah, bah.
Yeah,
we need
right?
something epic. This is something that literally, this name we thought of for a long time. Like, Tank and I were, what are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? For like a good 30 seconds. Like a solid 30 seconds.
Solid 30 seconds.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, it comes before our regular show. So if you watch us on YouTube and you see us wearing the same clothes or it looks like we haven't bathed, it's because we haven't. Because it's the pre-show.
Yeah,
it's the pre-show.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do on the pre-show, moving forward, this is the first episode. This is the shit that we don't want to cover in our other show. Or maybe we do want to cover it, we just don't have enough time. Or we do whatever we want because it's our show. Right, Tank?
There is that aspect to it.
Yeah. I mean, for all, I think all 20 of you,
right.
We're going to do what we want anyway. So, the pre-show, we can talk about pretty much anything we want, but this episode we are going to actually talk about two mobile games that Tank and I have actually started clashing. And no, it's not Clash of Clans. Because if you still play that, you're probably still getting wedgies.
Or broke, because the amount of money people spend on that game is insane.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that. Anyway. Just kidding. I've never played Clash of Clans.
Yeah,
I don't have those Clash of Clans pockets. The two games we are going to talk about are Marvel Strike Force and DC Legends. Boom. Two of them. They are very similar games. And how we came across this, I found Marvel Strike Force. It had just been released in the App Store last week before.
Oh, I didn't realize
it was fairly new. Yeah, it's fairly new. And I looked at it and I was like, oh man, superheroes, kind of like a strategy game. I'm into that. So then I play it for a little bit and then I tell Tank to download it and Tank goes, oh, well, I'm already playing DC Legends. Okay, so I look at that and they're kind of the same thing. So
yeah, they are really similar.
We start talking to each other and we're like, okay, well, we have a show. These two things are the same. Why don't we just put them against each other? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it kind of like an IGN style. We're going to go best out of 5. We're going to go through graphics, gameplay, and just how easy it is to pick it up and play. So we'll start right there. A little bit of background for context. I downloaded both games last week, put more time into Marvel before downloading DC, and then split my time evenly until today, which is we're recording on a Wednesday. So Tank, I'm sure, did about the same. Put time into DC prior to, then downloaded Marvel last week, and we've spent a few hours on both games. So
that's
in no way, shape, or form are we the guys creating how-tos online. So if you want the best teams, don't ask us.
Yeah, no.
Well, don't ask me. I know that. So this isn't anything. This is just our opinion on which one we think and why. So we'll start there, and we'll start with gameplay. How do you rate the gameplay, Tank?
So, and like you said, I started with DC Legends, so I don't know, that may or may not kind of skew my findings, but I found that I gave DC Legends a 4 on the gameplay, and I gave Marvel a 3, just because, for me, I liked the simpler nature of DC Legends, and Marvel seemed a little more random. Like, when you're attacking, there didn't seem to be as much logic to, like, oh, am I going to get, like, multiple people hit, or is there going to be, like, a random team up, or, like, I don't know, the gameplay for me seemed easier to, I like the gameplay a little bit better for DC Legends, for me, so.
Okay. I am on the other side of the fence, and I enjoyed Marvel. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I gave DC, actually on gameplay, a 3 out of 5. Well, I mean, I'm not going to give either 5 out of 5. Neither of them are perfect to me. But Marvel, I enjoyed playing because it did have that random aspect. And if you guys are fans of the show, you know that Brandon and I, Tank even plays Pokemon.
I'm finishing Pokemon Moon right now, actually.
Nice. It's a good one. But so not to rabbit hole because Brandon's not here, but Marvel to me actually had the random elements, and it wasn't a rock paper scissors gameplay. So too simple to me, I don't like. Now, if you guys are fans of the show and you know that I'm a Fire Emblems fan, that is rock paper scissors, but it's rock paper scissors with more depth. When you only have 5 members on your team, max, and then the other team, you can see what their layout is before you go. You can just change your team to a full layout of whichever color you want and win. I liked the random acts in Marvel more than I liked the simplistic facts in DC. So, for what Tank did like about it, I didn't like about it. Right. So next we'll go to graphics.
So for me, I actually thought that I liked the graphics both equally. I thought they both did a good job of portraying the characters. The movements of the characters, just like the way the aesthetic of the game, I thought was pretty even across both. And that they're not. It's still a mobile game. But even for a mobile game, it's I thought they did pretty well.
Yeah, mobile games have come very, very far.
Yeah.
I remember what was that one? Snake.
Nice. Yeah. Freaking the
old
Nokia.
Snake. Yeah. Shit. Okay, we want to go there. I remember fucking Kirby's Dream Land on the green and black Game Boy. Okay. Oh, yeah. Mobile gaming has come very far.
Yeah.
Now you can play with someone in Hong Kong on your cell phone.
Dude, yeah, not to mention playing...
It's ridiculous.
Playing Kirby's Adventure on your phone.
Yeah. So, graphics have come, so far, right? The graphics on the phone are even further than anything that was ever on the Nintendo 64, right? Yeah. So, now we're further than that. So, I'm expecting more out of my games now. And for Marvel, I actually gave them a 3 out of 5 because to me, the chibi, look, you either go all chibi where you have the big head and the little body, or you don't do it at all. And their portrayal of the heroes looked awkward to me and blocky.
Yeah.
And when I knock the villain out or I knock the opponent out, they go straight like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Ragdoll.
Nice. I love that reference.
I'm not into that. So I gave Marvel a 3 out of 5, and I gave DC a 4 out of 5 because I feel like the character development and the graphics in that one was so much better and more thought out, and it felt like the Marvel game was rushed graphic-wise.
Yeah.
So pickup. So pickup is honestly, how fast can somebody pick it up, play it? Is it a game that's easy to play, or is it going to be more of a turn-off for a new player?
Yeah. So because like I mentioned earlier, I like DC Legends. I gave them a 4 on the pickup because I thought because it is a little bit simpler. There's only 3 I won't call them classes, but there's basically 3 classes and 2, and so then within the 3, and then so those classes basically tell you what kind of attack that character's going to use. And so it made it super simple to pick up and play, and the way that the information is displayed, even from the home screen, of knowing we're okay, here's the campaign mode, here's PvP, here's where my free spin of the day, all that stuff was very easy to find, very easy to get to. Whereas for Marvel, for me, everything visually, trying to figure out okay, what am I supposed to be clicking on? Everything felt very cramped. They took everything and kind of shoved it all really close together, and it just made it very hard to kind of figure out where am I supposed to be going. There are a ton of different classes and stuff in the Marvel game, and maybe I just didn't put enough time into it, but they didn't do a great job of explaining them. So I felt DC did a better job of getting their getting their players into the game and playing, and moving them along a lot quicker.
So for pickup, I actually gave Marvel a 5 out of 5 and DC a 3 out of 5.
Wow.
And I'll start with DC because it is a good game, and for the simplistic action of rock, paper, scissors, that is easy. And the first mission is going to be easy, and that first training session is going to be easy. But once you start getting out of that mode, I found myself having to grind and go back and keep doing the same missions over and over to get enough currency to get new characters, or now I'm powering up the characters I don't like.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste it here, but you have to, it felt to me for a free to play game that I came in so far behind the power curve that in order for me to do anything, I would have had to pay money. And I'm not about that unless the game has really got me. And I'm a huge fan of, okay, if this game is that good, I will spend money on it, even if it's free. Hearthstone, right? Hearthstone, I'll buy a pack every now and then. I'm not the guy spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Right, I'm the same way.
Okay, new sets coming out, I'll get it, whatever.
Yeah.
But that game has me, right? So DC just didn't grab me. And I felt like I was too far behind the power curve to be competitive in the game, and then the story mode is just not enough to keep me. Marvel, I gave it a 5 out of 5 because while it doesn't go in very good depth about the different characters and the classes and all of these things, it was easy enough to pick up and play without ever knowing anything. You could just pick it up and start bashing.
Yeah.
Because for someone who just picks it up to play, right? If you're 10 and you really don't care about strategy, or you just need a game to play while you're on the shitter, Marvel is easy enough. You pick it up, Spider-Man beats some people up, they have some cool actions, whatever. But if you actually cared and you spent the time, then you can start learning the classes because Google.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting because I actually found I'm on the 5th chapter of DC Legends for the campaign, and I'm only just now getting to the point where I'm not strong enough for the next fight, which is actually another point against Marvel for me is they give you your team strength or whatever, but you don't know, at least I didn't find where you knew it gave you what your opponent's team strength was, so that you have an idea.
Oh, that's for PvP or for?
No, for the campaign.
Oh, it said what your estimated level should be.
See, I just missed it. Whereas in the DC, it's very apparent because it's a giant white or red number, so you know exactly okay, I'm good or I'm not, or I need to go get some more XP or whatever. So.
And I did spend more time in Marvel,
right? So
we'll go to which one you would choose to continue playing, and which one you're going to delete and forget that you ever played.
So I'm definitely, and in conjunction with the fact that when it comes to the characters themselves, I'm more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan. I'm definitely going to stay with DC Legends. I'm enjoying that a little bit better.
I am going to stay with Marvel because I'm waiting to get that fucking Wolverine. But in all honesty, they're both good games.
They are.
Pick it up, try it out for yourself. There are different strategies and tactics to both. If you like what Tank's saying and you like the rock paper scissors bullshit, just kidding.
Why you gotta be like that?
Because it's me, dude. I've got to be that way. But in all honesty, if you guys pick it up and try them both out,
they're both fun.
I would kind of say it's basically a JRPG, the fight style. You have one side and then you have the other side, and you're picking your moves, kind of like Final Fantasy.
Pretty much.
So it's like Final Fantasy fights, but no real story. So if you like those kind of fights, pick up those games, try them out. Let us know in the comments what you guys like. Let us know in the comments any games that you want us to go over in the future. or just any topic you want us to go over in the future, because it's the pre-show. So we do whatever we want. But with that, Tank, do you have anything?
No, I'm good, man. You guys can find me all over the internet at the Cape Critic. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys on the main show.
All right, and I'm Houdini 0333. That's 3 3s for those of you who are illiterate. And yeah, you can find me on the old tweet machines. You can find both of us. We're pretty much the main posters on the Nerds from Work, which is at Nerds from Work. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. And we have a Facebook page, apparently. Yeah, we have a Facebook page. And you can catch us on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, all at TheNerdsFromWork. Send us an email, TheNerdsFromWork@gmail.com. All right, see you guys in the fucking main show.
Peace.